Hey guys, welcome back to Escape Review UK, and we are going to be doing a new escape room review today. That escape room is this. Okay, so we found this escape room online and we were thinking, well, why don't we try this? It sounds interesting. And we weren't sure if it was literal in its description or if it was just playing a game and kind of setting the vibes and the mood for this escape room. However, it turns out the description for this game is literal. You are hooded, you are handcuffed, and you are locked in a box. Sounds like a good night. So you turn up. The venue itself at Vauxhall is not the best. In fact, it's probably one of the worst venues that we've seen. Not the worst, but one of them, maybe in the bottom three. The reason for that is because inside majority of escape rooms at this venue, you can hear the other games, which is always a bad sign. It just shows that there's lack of planning, or it's been rushed, or they've kind of pushed through and tried to get as many rooms in as possible without actually thinking about the gameplay. And it's a little bit disappointing. This room starts off with you being introduced into Komnata. They tell you a little bit about the game, ask you why you're there, if you've got any experience playing, which is always great. The hosts were fantastic. They were really friendly. They let you put your things in a box, and then they go and put you in a box. However, it is only a two-player game, and the reason for that is because it's literally two coffins. One coffin here, one coffin here, and that's how you play the game. Now, naturally, coffins only hold one person, so that means that one person is in this coffin and one person is in this coffin, and you're working together to get out. So once you're hooded, the game does start. They do explain a little bit about how the game works and how to get out of the game should you panic or feel really uncomfortable or enclosed in the space. I'm not sure how easy it would be to get out of the game if that was the case, because obviously you are locked inside, so they would have to come and get you. It would not be immediate. The space is quite small, but you can turn around. So when I was inside one of the boxes, it is total darkness, and you can go from head to tail and tail to head. So I managed to turn around and put my head at the other end where my feet were, and managed to get back again. So you can turn around, so it's not completely confined in the sense that you cannot move. The games and the puzzles inside this room are, I wouldn't say overly challenging, and I would say very far and few between. And you can hear a lot of noise from outside, primarily the train tracks which go over the head, because it's at Vauxhall, it's under a train bridge, naturally. And it does distract, but also add to the game. And if you play the game, you'll understand why we say that. I don't think it's in a detriment to itself for having that noise. However, being able to hear other games being played is not great. In fact, it probably takes this game from a positive into a negative, and the rating would drop. The game is 45 minutes long, and you don't need 45 minutes to play this game or to complete this game, unfortunately, so that is a bit of a letdown. The theatrical side to the room does not exist, and they went down the route of trying to use a tablet in a coffin for puzzles, which wasn't my favourite idea. I think that the tablet, when we were talking and kind of reviewing the rooms and talking about what we were going to discuss, you don't need a tablet in this escape room, unfortunately, and to be able to use that tablet in an escape room in a puzzle mode, it's not the best. It does distract from the game completely. The other thing is, the puzzles aren't really puzzles as such. You just have to find stuff. And you can talk to each other, but you have to work out how to do that. And there is a way to see in the dark. And again, you do have to figure that out yourself. Nothing is explained. Once you do have the first three puzzles solved, that's pretty much all you've got to do. and then you can get out of the box. Now I think we got out in about half an hour after we figured out what we had to do, and we were fumbling around a little bit. I wouldn't recommend paying that amount of money for an escape room where you guaranteed or you can finish half an hour early, especially how it's only 45 minutes long. Now if you were playing a game that was an hour long and you finished half an hour early, that's because you solved the puzzles. If you're playing a game that is 45 minutes long and you finish half an hour early, that's because it's just too easy. You can fail this room even if you do solve the puzzles, which is slightly annoying, and I guess you wouldn't go back and complete the game again. So I don't know what advantage this has to the game. And I say that because, and this is a spoiler, so I do have to give you this warning again. So the final puzzle is on a tablet, and you have to give an answer for a puzzle. Now if you do give the wrong answer for this puzzle, you fail the game, which I don't agree with, because one, you've paid about £100 to be locked inside a box for 45 minutes, which turned out not to be 45 minutes. Then you go through puzzle solving inside a puzzle, and it turns out that at the very end of it, you could not even solve the puzzle anyway because you could fail. Like, what? Like, what? How is that even a thing? Once you are able to fix and solve the last puzzles, you are greeted by a very non-enthusiastic kind of ending to this escape room, and there could be more to it. I think if they had the coffin room and then they had puzzles outside once you escape the coffin but you still need to get out of the room, that would add immersion and that would add another dimension to this escape room. However, unfortunately, it doesn't have that. It's literally last puzzle inside the coffin and then you let out and you just walk off and get your things, take a photo and leave. And I think that's what really lets this escape room down, is that it's not an escape room, it's an escape box. And secondly, the puzzles are too easy. There are far and few between them, and the noise you can hear other escape rooms. It's just not that great. It's a fun experience, but I would not market this as an escape room, and I would not class this as an escape room because the teamwork side of it is very thin. So overall rating for this escape room, I say I'd give it a 4 out of 5 for the experience, but obviously classing it as an escape room is a bit of a mistake. So 4 out of 5. The theming, I would give it a 2 because the theming is pretty much non-existent. You do get a good backstory, and when you're inside the coffin, it feels like a coffin. It is quite comfortable as well. It is padded. So I'd give that a 2. Teamwork price rating, so how much it costs for 2 people, I would probably give it a 2 as well out of 5. I think it's quite pricey for what it is and also where it is, and the fact that you can hear other rooms just distracts from the whole experience. If you are thinking about doing this escape room, then please just jump on the website, go book it, and tell us what you think of this escape room, because although it is only a 2-player and it is an 18 plus as well, I find that it could be a little bit better, and I'm not sure if that's just the location that it's in or if that's actually just because we didn't like it. So overall, I would give this entire escape room experience a 3 out of 5, and that's for everything combined together. So Komnata, Sherlocked at Vauxhall gets a 3 out of 5. See you soon.